Hey traders, hope you are well. This is the full market analysis for the 25th of March. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Before we go on to the markets, I want to explain a little bit about the gold on steroids. This is a fantastic system. And just a reminder what you're looking for. I know I keep repeating myself. Well, I'm not going to apologize for it because you can make a lot of money. So here we go. So the price has moved outside the channel, outside bar as I call it here. Okay, and it's come into supply. Now this is highly likely to get a liquidity grab. It's not happening yet, but certainly looking like it wants to go down from here. It might not work, but this is the system you're looking for over and over again. We also have divergence negative, which is indicated by this red line here. Whenever you get positive divergence, you'll get a green line there, negative divergence, and so on and so forth. But the outside bars are the ones you're looking for. Outside bars, big outside bar there. So it doesn't feel comfortable outside. It just doesn't like it. And it often reverses. It often has a correction before it makes its mind up. And you can bank 100, 200 pips. Now we've gone for well, this is 323 pips. We're going for the big one, but who knows what's going to happen. So it's one of those things. Now, the other thing you can do, if you're not comfortable in putting on a position right on the supply zone and then putting your stop above here. Now, let me talk about stops first of all. Make sure, and sometimes I make the mistake of actually putting my stop too tight. I still do it after many years. But make sure your stop is below the previous swing high. This one above here might not be enough, so go for the previous one here as an example above the supply zone. So 30.39 is sufficient really by the look of it. If it breaks that, then fine, the market is going back up again, and that's fair enough. But this looks like a reversal pattern to us, and long may it continue. So it looks like all very slow, and it has been for most of the day across the board. The other thing you can do, if you're not happy with getting in on the supply zone, you can wait for the other charts to break down. So this is a 1 minute chart. Let me squeeze this up for you. You can see from the 1 minute chart how successful this is as an example. Once it breaks down big. And once it breaks up, change of character, it breaks up big. So you can use the 1 minute chart as well. You can also wait for a pullback on the oversold situation on the money flow here, here, and so on and so forth. Totally up to you. Once you get change of character, then you can just wait for that and then sell it at 30.30 with the stop as previously mentioned. So quite a nice way to do it. Let's go into the markets and see what's happening. Right, okay. Before we do that, let's go into the DXY, shall we? I don't think there's anything happening at all. Bear with me. Right, okay. So we've got the DXY. We have change of character on the DXY. I mentioned this yesterday. So it's difficult to know where it's going now. Looks like a correction is in play, but we've definitely not got all the buyers in or all the sellers in. So it's just drifting at the moment. So I would not touch any dollar pairs at the moment. Now the US Canadian, I think, has had a move. But yeah, oh yeah, there we go. So you are in profit if you're holding on to that one, so well done. But it's the only one that I spotted that could be anything near a position. Oh, right, now the yen futures has changed character, as you can see. Now this is very, very interesting. So when the yen futures weakens, then the yen pairs go up. That's what happens. That's the correlation. So when this goes down, we have all the sellers. We have all the sellers in. If you can see that now, let me move this up if I can. There we go. So we can see that all the sellers are in on the left. There is a level of support here, but it's moving down below the 20 SMA. So again, it's a little bit dubious, but nonetheless, I do expect the price to continue down into a correction, something like this, before it does this. And what happens then, we'll be looking to buy the yens. Okay, it's the opposite. So look out for that. Looking to buy the yens very, very shortly, in the next couple of days, I would imagine. Now the opposite position for the Swiss franc futures. So as we can see, we've got a change of character some time ago. We've got a nice pullback here. The price is coming back up. So what this means, this is coming back up into the trend. Not all the buyers are in, but it's in an uptrend and heading for 11800. Now what this means in terms of correlation, this means that the Swiss pairs are going down. So you're looking for all sales on the Euro Swiss, Canadian Swiss, Pound Swiss, etc. once your chart is ready. I've got the FTSE 100 getting ready for a move. Hopefully you can see a change of character, pull back, you know, the usual thing. Don't want to bore you with that, but looks like the price cycle is getting ready for a move higher. So you can buy this at will, and we can do something like this. Make sure your stop is below previous swing lows and have your target there. Once you've got the charts, of course, then you know what to do. We mentioned the DAX in the last few days. We've been very patient, haven't we? You've been very patient, and patience is part of the skills that we require, and discipline, of course, when we trade. So the market doesn't always has high volume through it, and we're not seeing that for the last couple of weeks, have we? But nonetheless, we've had some decent trades. DAX being one of them, bounced off 22,735, moving up, heading the target 24,000. Now we missed this one, don't know why. Missed this one. This is the Dow Jones. Look on the left. Buyers have stepped in now. And we have, there's a little bit of a wedge pattern going on here. A little bit of formation there, wedge formation. But nonetheless, guess what this is? This is a 1, 2, 3. Down to the 50% fib at 41,458. Hopefully some of you got that. You can't get them all. You can't be at the charts all the time. That's just one of those things. But a great opportunity to get into the Dow here. If you want to get in long, you can at any time. You haven't got to wait for specifics. Just get in, move your stop below there, and go for 2 times risk. The Nasdaq I've got down as a red flag, but it's now moving up with the Dow. So this is definitely not parabolic because not all the sellers are in. So we can switch that one off. Silver is a good trade. Well, a good trade. Going against us slightly, but nonetheless we can see that there is a little bit of support here, but I think this will follow the gold in the next few hours. So this is a 1, 2, 3 pattern. Come up to the 50%, come up to the 618. So we should see a liquidity grab in the next few hours selling silver. Another opportunity here, if you have the advanced pro charts here, look at the change of character here, pulled back down into the 618 fib. Exactly a perfect trade here at $67.20, currently $69.78. So again, it's worth getting the advanced pro charts because they are worth a lot of money. Now, once you get into this position, you've missed the move, then you know it's not the end of the world. We have other trades available, which I'll cover in the next few minutes. As I mentioned, the dollar pairs, well, the only one I can see any decent patterns is US Canadian. If you're holding on to that, came up to the 618% fib, and if you sold it on that area there, which is sensible, then you are up about 100 pips. So congratulations to you. Further downside is likely if the DXY goes down. Sorry, it goes up. We're not seeing anything yet to confirm that. US yen, right, okay, well, there was a change of character here. Pull back into the 618 and then a pull back up, but markets have been very, very quiet. Okay, let's do this one. The pound Aussie. A lovely pullback here into the 50% fib. Let me cover this in a bit of detail. We can see on the left, price above the 20 moving average. Buyers are in, not all the buyers are in, but most of the buyers are in. So, and it's hitting a major support line here on the left. You can see that. So, and we've got a lovely pullback into the 50% fib here. And then we can go down if you want to, don't have to, go down into the 15-minute chart. And you can see that the price is bouncing off this fib here, which has already been put onto the chart. So there's market structure to this price. We do expect this price to go much higher. Target, good question, 20811. Just going to flick through, make sure we're not missing anything. Oh, New Zealand Canadian, I did want to mention this one because there's been adjustment, and I'll explain why. You can see on the left it's all down. You can see on the left all the sellers are in, so fantastic. It looks like we're going to get a big move, even though there's a support line here, but that should be broken hopefully as the price goes down. Now here we go. So let's do this. We can see that now the other day I done this and the price hadn't quite finished. So now it has finished, and we can see this by the price cycle here on the oscillator. So we can see that the price wants to move up, which is great. So it's going to move up to 82.58, the 50% fib. So once the price has finished that down move, the number one as we call it, so this is the one, the breaker structure, one breaker structure. 2 is the pullback, and then the 3 is the move downwards. So we can see that that market structure is great, and so it might come up to the 618, which is fine, 82.90, but we've got that stop above that anyway. And the risk to reward is enormous, 3.59 risk to reward. And all I've done here is grabbed the Fibonacci tools, Fibonacci retracing it, done a left click on the top swing high, down to the bottom of the swing low, and that gives me my 50%, and I've just drawn a line there. The other thing we can do to work out targets, trend-based Fibonacci extension, do the same thing again, left click on the swing high to the swing low, and then it gives you the 50% extension, 80.82. Aussie Canadian is doing the same thing, but you don't want to trade both. That doesn't make any sense. So just one or the other. It's up to you. 90.59 is the Fibonacci retracement into here, stop above here. So 45 pip stop with a 107 pip target. Pound New Zealand's drifting really at the moment, not much going on here, but a lovely move from the previous swing low at 224.55, and there's no reason to expect it not to go up. It's holding on to that move just very, very quietly. New Zealand Swiss is another one to watch. As I mentioned, with the Swiss franc futures going up, potentially, this will drive this price down. But it looks like it needs to be a correction here. So we've done a 50% fib at 50.88. And stop loss above the swing high of this structure, because I don't want to see this broken here at 51.14, because that's probably a new trend there. So as long as it holds on to that, the price should go down to 5000, a nice risk to reward of 2.56. Aussie yen is being very stubborn, and I think what we'll do, we'll have a look at this in the next 24 hours or so, because I am expecting the yen futures to go down, which will drive the yen pairs up. So we will be looking for potential buys. Here's one of them. This is the Canadian yen, And so I do expect the price to come back down to 103.68. We can do that now. 103.68. We can have a stop loss to swing low, and we can have a target there, can't we? Let's do that one, shall we? I'll throw this into the VIP room, of course, as a trading idea. There's the change of character. There's the pullback. There's a 1, 2, 3, and it looks like it may not come in as deep as this because it's not a fresh change of character, but nonetheless, it's worth having a little go on that. So good luck with that. Pound yen is moving up, and well, it's pretty much sideways, isn't it, at the moment? So we're not actually seeing much going on in the pound yen, but I do expect the price maybe to come down again to 192.86 in the next few days. Similar situation for the Bitcoin. Hopefully you got that big move from the other day, and it looks like another nice move down to 83.68 as previously mentioned. Oh, that's our trade there. You can see it, just a little one, 3,531. So further upside is likely. You could buy into 84,048 if you wish. Let's have a look at gold. And gold is, as expected, is starting to move up, which is normal. That's perfectly normal before it slides back down, hopefully in the next few hours. Have a wonderful evening.